Thank you, Pallavi. I hope I'm audible. Am I? I hope I'm audible now. Okay. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Shared Services Forum, on behalf of the Governing Council of the Shared Services Forum, I extend all of you a very warm welcome. I understand it's a Monday evening, the start of a week, and it's not very easy to come from our respective workplaces to attend a conference. And I must say that you must have made a real effort to be here at the start of the week itself. So, on behalf of the forum, once again, a very big thank you to all of you. So, as I was coming for this forum, one thing which actually struck me, what struck me was that we are, as a shared services, as a model, is now nearing about 3 decades of its existence. And that is how time flies. So it's been about 29 to 30 years that the concept or the model of shared services started to evolve. And over the years, what a journey it has been. I mean, today we actually look at shared services as a default mode of operation. It has become a way of life. So whenever a new business kind of starts, we actually do not think whether we should be having a shared service center or we should be doing it the traditional way. So I think that has been a huge journey which this particular process or model or a strategy, whatever you may want to call, has covered over the past 3 decades. Now, why I'm saying so is because it was, I think, about 7-8 years ago when 4 or 5 of us, Ravi, Rakesh, Sanjay, and Anand, and myself, we were actually having a chat together somewhere in 2011, and we actually, between the 5 of us, discussed that there was some kind of a void, there was some kind of a vacuum which existed in this industry at that moment of time. And that vacuum was more prominent because of the fact that earlier we had shared service centers which were local operations for multinational companies. But that was the time when we started to look at local operations for local companies. And we thought that we should have a place where we not only exchange ideas, we not only exchanged different ways of working or the best practices as we call it, but we also have a platform to be able to exchange our frustrations, exchange our skepticism, and exchange our pain as well. And that was the point when the Shared Services Forum actually came into existence. So we made a small beginning by having an annual conference in 2011. But over the years, it has actually evolved to an extent that we now have a place where not only the leaders can interact, we have a place or a platform where not only can we look at the best practices which are happening across the industry, but it is a place where we can recognize key contributors to our field, and above all, a place where we can honor our own gods. So in terms of the timing of the Shared Services Forum coming into existence, I think it was a perfect timing, because that was the time when we were moving away from just pure operations and bringing about efficiencies to a platform which can create values, to a model which can actually create value. So we have over the years, as many of you might be aware, but for those of you who may not be aware, have actually come a long way off as far as the forum is concerned. So from annual events, we have moved on to a lot of satellite events, and this is one of them, as all of you can see. And from what you call generic summits, we have moved on to functional summits, a finance summit, a HR summit, a IT summit, and so on. We have our own research wing now. And what I'm saying is that we have a platform which is well established, which is well recognized. And I really thank you, each one of you, for being instrumental in some way or in some form or the other, either by your presence or by your contribution. And on behalf of the forum, I really wish to thank you. Although the organizers have only given me 5 minutes, and I think I have absorbed most of them, but still, coming from a field which is not the shared services field, but definitely shared services is at my heart, I would like to mention 3 noticeable trends and you can take it from a person who is looking at this industry from the point of view of a service recipient rather than a service provider. So first of all, what I wanted to, and I really had a tough time in choosing only 3 points given the time you had given me, Ravi. So the first of all was that now this industry is come of age, and people can look at the industry as a place where they can make their careers. It is no longer a graveyard of ambition. It is no longer a place where somebody who is not fit anywhere else is kind of parked in the shared services forum. So I think that is one very, very noticeable trend which is at least I notice. And the second is that in terms of evolvement, what I personally see and what I personally experience in my own company, that centers of excellence within the shared service centers have started to take on critical and significant tasks. And I can give you the example of my own company, Nokia Networks. We have a very hybrid kind of a shared service center, and financial planning and reporting and analysis is one function where we have very successfully deployed the center of excellence to be able to do a lot of value add work, very different from just pure transaction processing. And thirdly, which I would want to say is the revolutionary changes which have been brought about by the rapid advancement of technologies. So we all talk about IA or artificial intelligence or RPA and so on. And I have heard a lot of people saying that these technologies which will actually transform us. Just a word of caution from my side here is, it is not the technologies which transform, it is people who actually do the transformation. So it is you and I here in this room who will be instrumental in transformation. And when we do the transformation, I think one thing which we need to remember is that in the coming days or in the coming months or the coming year, there will be 2 types of workforces: a digital workforce sitting along with a physical human workforce. And it is up to us to be able to take advantage of this unique combination. And to be able to do this, we will definitely need a talent pool which will have to come from a very different source. No longer we will have the luxury of being able to dip within the existing talent pool which we have. An example could be a data scientist or a data analyst or a cybersecurity expert. So these are the three trends which I thought I will share with you, at least from my perspective, which this industry is currently or will go through in the near future. And with these few words, I would like to say that you will have a great evening. The evening today is actually has 2 parts to it. So in the first part, we will have the opportunity and the honor and the privilege to be able to honor a visionary in our field, which I'm sure the Rakesh or Ravi will actually talk to you about when I leave the stage. And in the second part, we will be able to share with you certain trends which have come out based on a certain research paper which the Shared Services Forum and the team has worked over the past few months. And I am sure you will find those findings and those research topics and analysis very interesting, and you should be able to at least relate whatever you are doing in your respective centers to what the industry benchmarks are. So with these few words, let me conclude my 5 minutes. And once again, a very warm welcome, and I look forward to a pleasurable evening with you. Thank you.